New tonight, heart disease is still among the biggest killers in the Black community.
And a local family wants to change that by highlighting their battle. Roxanne Elias joins us live in studio tonight.
Roxanne, this family hopes the story of Nanny might make a difference.
Yes, Jeff and Melissa, this is the story of Nanny. She was a mother, a grandmother, great-grandmother, and great-great-grandmother. Her life changed when doctors diagnosed her with heart disease, which led to open heart surgery 10 years ago. And that was just the beginning.
Heart disease, you got one heart, so you got to take care of it the best way you can.
Yvette Thompson is Nanny's daughter. And while she may only have one heart, she wears it on her sleeve.
She was my best friend, not just my mom.
As she did when she stood by her mother's side as she watched her battle heart disease alongside her own daughter, Ashley Webb.
She became dependent on oxygen. And then slowly we started to watch her become more dependent on us, to where then she wasn't able to drive anymore. She was at home.
And home is where this family's heart is, where Nanny was. And like Nanny, doctors say those in the Black community are at a higher risk. Studies found nearly 48% of African American women and 44% of African American men have some form of heart disease.
And they're at a higher risk across the board. So African Americans as a whole, men and women, have higher incidence of hypertension, higher incidence of cholesterol issues, higher incidence of obesity, higher incidence of diabetes.
Watching her mother opened Thompson's eyes. She went to her appointments, she heard the diagnosis, and she knew she needed to make some changes.
I was like, there are some things going on, and I probably need to see Dr. Karamali, and they did. They got me in. Come to find out, my cholesterol level was elevated.
Dr. Adil Karamali was Nanny's cardiologist. He's now also Thompson's doctor, so he knows about family.
I tell patients, you can't fight your genetics. You can go to your most favorite plastic surgeon and he can change the shape of your nose, but your genetics are your genetics.
It's made the whole family look at how they live each day, including Nanny's granddaughter, who now works in the medical field.
Be aware of what your family history is. Be aware of your genetics, because you may be thinking that you're doing the right thing, but still get checked out and make sure that you're talking to your doctor.
It's not always easy to look at your own health, but like Thompson says,
you only have one heart, and the things that you do to change anything, has to start with you.
Now, Thompson says the tough times with Nanny will always stick with her, but she always will remember the good times, and she learned each generation gets to know more about their family's health, so she wants to do what she can to make sure she's healthy and there for her daughter, her grandkids, and her great-grandkids, of course. I'm live in studio, Roxanne Elias, WTOL 11.